Okay, so we are on. Hopefully, the volume is sounding pretty clear and clean. Um, Wanted to talk about Audio HiJack, which is another program that Robe Omega offers. So I'll tell you why I was looking for this product. You guys know I talk a lot about loopback and how much I enjoy it. And so I wanted to basically continue to help not only promote them, but find ways to improve my own sound when I record. So I tried originally, in fact, a good couple hundred of my videos are me recording on the MacBook Pro mic. And recently I did some videos that I got the Rode NT USB Mini. So I was looking for some way to, I don't want to say filter, but denoise the background so that when it's hot, I could still record and have my fan going. Because obviously I need a fan. I don't want to pass out while I'm trying to record a video. So I reached out to Rogue Amoeba and I asked them what they suggested. And they said Audio HiJack. So I checked out the free version and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. So let me show you what I found. And I'll say this in advance. They gave me a free copy. They didn't tell me I had to make videos about it, nor did they pay me or give me any type of funding other than just the fact they gave me a free copy. And for those that don't know, I purchased Loopback at its original price, which I think is around $100. Audio HiJack is $64 for a full license. And what's cool about it is it's a utility that allows you to record pretty much any audio on your Mac. So you can take audio from wherever. Kind of like what you have with Loopback, but there's a big variance that's actually in this. And that is you can record inside of here and save the recordings. Also, they have a bunch of blocks. Now, blocks are effects, blocks are sources, outputs, built-in effects, meters, even some advanced features, which I'm using right now that you can see on the screen. So here's your volume boost. Here's my input. Here's a speech. I'm going to turn this one on. So it kind of helps with the speech to clear it up a little bit, right? To get all that extra pops and hisses and different things that we say. And then they have this one. This one blew me away. So it can learn by listening to the noise in your area. And then you can increase the noise reduction to get rid of it. So watch if I just turn this down, how the noise comes back in. Hear the noise? So I don't have to even run it that high. I'm going to put it about 25. Now, because I'm using a denoise and the speech denoise, then a lot of stuff is being cleaned up and the audio is sounding so much better. So this thing has done wonders for that alone, which was my sole purpose of getting it. But I'm going to show you a few other things that it does that I appreciate. This peak meter is kind of nice. In Loopback, you have a meter, but you don't see where it peaks until it hits the top, and I think it'll turn yellow. But here you can see right here where the dBs are and where your vocals are hitting. And then, of course, you can move and deactivate, turn these blocks off, delete them, etc. So if you look in here, there's the ducking, there's filters, there's mixers, there's EQ. So check this out. I'm going to throw an EQ in, and then you can go ahead and adjust the parts that you need. You can add more bands to it. I think there's a 10 band EQ on here too. So I'm going to delete that block. You see how it falls away? And then you can just adjust your blocks back the way you had them. All right. So let's take a look at some more of these things they have over here. Here's what's really cool. Check this out. So the audio unit effects that you have on your computer, you can actually use them in here. So you could have some crazy reverbs and like Valhalla is in here. Where's Love? Get real ambient with your vocals. Hold on. Let's see what this does. Okay, that's enough of that. But anyway, you get my point? That's pretty cool, right? So you can use your plugins just like if you were in a DAW, but I'm not actually in the DAW, right? And so you might say, why would I get this when I could just record in the DAW? This isn't really for a person that's using a DAW to record vocals. This is more like if you're doing podcasting, recording some type of YouTube videos like what I'm doing, or something to that effect. Or maybe you don't have a DAW, but you just want to be able to sample some vocals or sample some recordings. And it's also pretty cool for playing other instruments through it too, because technically you have all your effects and you can choose which input you want. So if you had other audio interface plugged in, you could run your audio interface through this, through your setup here, and then be able to, record that into, let's say, Koala or whatever you're going to use. So the options are endless, in my opinion. And yeah, it's an amazing tool. Now, I could have bought it in a bundle package, but I didn't know really what it was or what I would use it for at the time. So when I bought Loopback, I knew what I wanted to do with Loopback. But what I would say or suggest to a person is, if you're interested in Loopback as well as possibly these features that you see in here where you can use your effects through Loopback, buy this in a bundle. They offer a bundle. I think it's $130 because Loopback is $99 and Audio HiJack is $64. So you might as well just get them for both for $130, and you won't regret it. I promise you that. I'm super happy with this. I was actually going to buy it one way or the other, but I did ask them about getting the discount because I didn't know they offered it in a bundle at the time when I purchased the first one. So it's definitely worth it. And they have support, 24-hour support. So like if you email them within 24 hours, they're going to respond to that email and they'll help you too. They're super cool. They're got a good team, which I like a lot. Oh yeah, there's the 10 band EQ. So this is pretty cool. Check this out. So currently I'm running flat, but you can see in here, you could do, let's do spoken word. So what does it do to my vocals? So it's going to EQ the vocals a little bit for you. Let's try this vocal booster. Really don't need a vocal booster at all, this mic. Or if you just need loudness, or if there's a certain EQ like your AirPods you want to use. I'm going to put it back to flat and actually remove it because I really don't need the EQ on this particular change. So we'll just move it down. And we'll bring this all back down here. Oops. So for me, I probably wouldn't use the record feature in here, but I'm not really recording vocals by any chance. So that's one thing I have to think about. But there's a lot of options in here. So you have the volume to increase, but you also have a magic boost where if you have a quiet signal, you can definitely fix that. Let me see what else that I thought was unique. Oh, the streaming is pretty cool. So you can stream your audio. And if you're doing broadcasting and things of that nature, you definitely could use that. Here's the recorder. So you could technically put the recorder at the end. It's recording at this moment. You see it? And then you could just stop it whenever you're ready. So these are kind of cool for recordings and look. And then it recorded it. The recorder at the end. That's so cool. And so then you can, share that audio or, I'm going to obviously move it to the trash. I have no need for it, but that's pretty cool that if I just want to record something really quick, I can throw a recorder on the end and go to town. Now I'm going to show you one more thing in here. So I stopped the recording or the running of that track. When you're not in this input, you can have set up multiple inputs that you want to do. And that way you just click right in. So let me show you here. So here's the main screen. See how you can do a session? So here's a session right here. Then you can create a new session and start having that and keep your sessions that you do. For me, I don't really need a lot of sessions. I need this setup that I have here. This works perfectly for me. And I just need to save it, right? And then make sure I automatically have it every time I open this. That's the main things I want to say about this. Definitely check out their website. If you're wondering, what it is, it's Rogue Amoeba. Okay. They have other products on there that I have not used. I know if you need like sound effects and things like that in your videos or whatever, you can get that from them. So they have a lot of options. And this one for me, excuse me, is really a worthy buy. It really is. And looking back, I wish I would have just got it at the jump start, but I didn't fully know how much I would need it. But if you're going to be doing talking and you're in a noisier environment, like maybe you have your family or people in your household that are just going to make noise because they're just living life, which they should be, this could be very useful for you. So think about it. And if nothing else, for sure get Loopback. If you like recording in and sampling in from any source, these tools are both really quality tools. Now, if you didn't want to go with Loopback, but you wanted to get at least Audio HiJack, you could do some similar things in Audio HiJack because as you can see here, it can do applications. So you can capture audio with that, with your applications too. Doesn't have to just be your input devices. So if maybe you thought you can't afford loopback for some reason, definitely grab Audio HiJack. One thing with Audio HiJack is you'll get all these extra built-in effects and have access to your audio unit effects. So that's kind of cool. That makes, to me, Audio HiJack even worth it more so than ever. But loopback is incredible. So don't think that you don't need one or the other. I think both are valid buys. And you can see here I'm running Audio HiJack through loopback. So what this is going to do for me, it means I can get rid of these microphones and I can run less in my sources and just pass the audio through these sources. So this makes it really easy to capture the audio that you need. All right. I'm going to end it here. This is one of the many videos to come, but I wanted to introduce you to Audio HiJack and let you know that it's a valid source to use for not only recording audio, but using your audio effects in your recordings. All right. I'm out.